Hi everyone, welcome back to Jesus in Mind podcast. I'm really excited that you guys were able to join me today on my snow day off. So we're going to be doing a Bible study again today, and we're going to be starting off in chapters 16 and going all the way through 20. So yeah, let's go on and get into it. Welcome back to Jesus. Alright, so this is just going to be a quick little recap. So if you just watched the other one or you remember what's happening right now, you can go ahead and skip through this part. But we're going to go off and just start off with where we were at in chapter 15, the last verses, 27 through 35. Eliphaz explains that the wicked may seem to succeed, while as Job did, and it's not real, like all that. So pretty much they're still arguing with Job about how he's wicked, and they think that he succeeded at first in his life because wicked people usually seem to start succeeding and then it kind of smacks them in the face. And that's what they're saying is happening to Job right now, which is wrong, but this is what Eliphaz ended up saying. So yeah, let's go on. Chapter 16. So starting off in chapter 16, verses 1 through 5, Job is kind of just saying that he doesn't know, that his friends are just not understanding the pain he's going through right now, because it's not their place to be talking about any of it or judging because they don't understand his pain. He's kind of telling them that he already knows, or they're kind of telling him things that he already knows. Like, he already knows about God and what happens to the wicked people. The thing that they're getting wrong is that he's not wicked. They think he's wicked, but he's not. So that's pretty much what's happening right now in the beginning of chapter 16. So going on, verses 6 through 17, Job's feeling trapped by his options. He's finding absolutely no relief, and he can't even understand his previous life and his righteousness. He doesn't understand why this is all happening to him if compared to how righteous he was in his previous life. So he just doesn't understand why God's attacking him right now. He's still kind of questioning God a little bit, like, God, why is this all happening to me? I just don't understand, what did I do wrong? Why am I getting attacked? So that's where we're at right now. And that's the end of chapter 16. It's very short, and so we're just gonna flip our pages on. Skip the page. And we're gonna start off and go on to chapter 17. All right, chapter 17. So starting off with verses 1 through 5 in chapter 17, Job feels like his friends are mocking him. He thinks that he's just wondering if they will ever even protect him, if they ever even cared about him, if they'll ever protect his righteousness and the way that he lived before, because he just doesn't understand what's happening right now. He just thinks that his friends are just never going to understand him, and that's that. That's all that's ever going to happen. So in verse 2 is where it says, surely they are mockers about me. So that's where we get the mocking part. I just want to explain that a little bit because it can be kind of confusing. And then in verse 3, he says, lay down a pledge for me with you. Who is there who will put up security for me? ? So that's where he's asking, who is going to protect me? Who is going to take care of me? So that's where we're at right now in the beginning of chapter 17. So we're going to go on to verses 6 through 16. Job's kind of just talking about being humiliated by, he's humiliated. This whole time he's been humiliated because his friends don't believe him. His friends don't, understand, and he's humiliated by the fact that his friends don't believe him, and he doesn't really have real friends right now. And so he's kind of just talking about that, and he's starting to kind of talk about, the comfort that he's taking in the thought of death, the thought of the afterlife is what he's having confidence in. Sorry if you hear my cat right now. She wants in my room. So going on, here's a question. If you were getting treated this way, would you be thinking like him? So would you be thinking about death and things like that. So that's kind of something like deep. Like that is something very deep to be thinking about, because you don't want to be thinking like that, but I feel like many people in this world now would be. So you kind of just want to take comfort in the way that Job has turned out, and like just understand like that's not the right thing. So like if you ever thought about that, or you've ever like had the slightest thought like that, like find help, because it's not the right idea. So that's the end of chapter 17, and we're going to go on to chapter 18. Chapter 18. So we just finished off on Job having some intrusive thoughts, not great thoughts, about kind of just thinking about death right now and taking comfort in the idea of death. So we're going on to chapter 19, and Job is asking how long they're going to keep being mean. He is pretty much just like, hey friends, why are you still being mean? Like, are you ever going to stop? Like, when are you going to stop being mean? Like, have you decided, And so he's pretty much just trying to make them feel guilty. He's like, you guys are being mean to me, like for no reason. When are you going to stop? When are you going to stop being mean to me? So he's pretty much just making them feel guilty about being mean to him, and seeing kind of if that'll help matters or make them worse, I guess. So going on, gotta flip my page here. Okay, verses 7 through 12. Job's still complaining, and he wants to find comfort in God. He's still complaining about how he doesn't understand why God's doing this to him, but he also really truly wants to find comfort in God, and like find the reason and just take comfort in knowing that God's with him. So in the back of his mind, he is questioning God, and he is doing these things that are kind of bad. But he also, like deep in his heart, he knows that God is with him, and he wants to take comfort so badly in God. He's just having trouble. So going on, verses 13. Let me flip my Bible page now. Verses 13 through 22. Job's kind of he's meaning like to his friends. He's kind of just like, he's mad. He wants them to understand, like he's meaning to be like kind of rude and kind of just out there, like how he asked them earlier, like, are you going to be friends with me or not? So he's kind of just going on, and he's like, he wants to know, like, are his friends just trying to be popular? Like, he's mad because he used to be the popular ones, and now he's like, even his servant isn't obeying him because his servant thinks that he's mean. So he used to kind of be like an up there in the person world, like he was thought highly of, and now he's kind of just going downhill. So we're gonna go on, and I'm gonna ask you a question real fast, and think about how Job must be feeling in this situation. So think about the way you would feel in this situation. Put yourself in Job's shoes. Like, how would you feel if like you were up there in the world, you were the most popular person in school, say that, and suddenly like something happens and it's not your fault, but suddenly people are just judging you and think that you're wrong. Like, how are you feeling in Job's situation? Put yourself in his shoes and understand what's going on right now. So going on, verses 23 through 29, let me make sure. 23 through 29. Sorry for the mess up. Job has no sense of his own tragedy. He is just worried about his next generation. So pretty much on these verses, he's thinking like, he has no sense of like, he's not thinking about himself. He's thinking like, what's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my family in the next generations? What's going to happen to everyone within the next generations? Like, he's worried about like what is happening to him, how that's going to affect later on in life. So that is the end of chapter 19, and we're going to go on to the last chapter, which is 20. Going on, chapter 20. So we're going to start off. So what's just happened is Job's kind of worried about what's happening with the next generation. So going on, chapter 20, verses 1 through 11, Job's friends are a little hurt that what he's just said by like how he responds to their like, they think they're being smart, and they're a little hurt. Like, geez, that was a little rude. That's kind of what they're feeling right now. So, but Zophar, hopefully I'm saying that right again. Zophar says he will answer. with understanding. But then he claims authority. So pretty much Zaphar's like, guys, I got this. Let me just talk to him, like, I got this. Like, I'll answer to him. But then he kind of answers to Job in being like authority, like he knows better. He's in charge of Job now, is what he's kind of answering as, which is not right. So going on, verses 12 through 19, Zaphar still agrees that the wicked can enjoy life for a while before God brings judgment. So he's pretty much going on to say earlier what Eliphaz, I think, was the one saying it. Like, he's like, yeah, I agree. Like, you still think that you were enjoying life as a wicked person for no reason, but then you're like, oh, well, I'm not wicked. But really, I mean, Job isn't wicked, and in a way, Zaphar and Eliphaz are kind of right, because that is what happens to wicked people. They get punished after thinking they're succeeding, but Job is not wicked, so they're wrong about this in this situation. So going on, verses 20 through 29, which will be the last verses for today. So this was actually pretty quick. These last couple chapters were pretty short. So before we go on for the last verse, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel in this video, and definitely go watch the other videos if you haven't already. I should have said that earlier. But I also post on TikTok every single day in Jesus in Mind 00. So if you want to kind of get like a daily reminder of Jesus, check out my TikTok. And I also post when I post a new YouTube video on my Instagram, and just kind of like little reminders, like just little things about Jesus every once in a while. So that's also under Jesus in Mind 00 on Instagram. So going on, the last verses 20 through 29. Zaphar thinks the reason Job is suffering is because of his own self-sufficiency. He thinks, Zaphar claims that the wicked can't escape their own destiny from judgment. So he's going on, pretty much continuing on, like, he's like, well, you're gonna get it. Like, you're gonna get what God is bringing to you because you're wicked, and the wicked people always do. So that's where we're ending off for today. And so pretty much Job is still getting attacked by his friends, and he's still like trying to convince them, like, hey, I'm not wicked. Like, that's all there is to it. I'm just not wicked. I'm not the bad person. I'm not in the wrong here. So yeah, thank you guys a lot for watching this video. I hope this helped you guys understand the Bible a little bit better. And let me know if you want any other videos. I am totally open to answer any questions or anything. Totally DM me or private message me, either way. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.